Graduate admission has never been more challenging. Institutions are competing for that same limited pool of students while dealing with complex admissions processes and multi-step application review that can vary from program to program. And on top of these issues, colleges and universities are also adjusting to remote work structures, virtual learning, and other challenges brought on by the pandemic. Enrollment Rx works with a variety of institutions to help faculty and staff manage recruitment, admissions, and decisions from anywhere. We call it the RAD Solution. Your first question might be, so what is the RAD Solution exactly? Well, the RAD Solution is recruitment, admissions, and decisions on Salesforce powered by Enrollment Rx. For the last 12 years, we have built our products on top of this great platform with the goal of providing tools for higher education to accomplish their unique needs from the top of the funnel to the time of enrollment. Our 5 RAD products listed here provide that out-of-the-box functionality, but are highly configurable. Our 6th product listed is our Integration Rx service that provides real-time, bi-directional integration between Salesforce and your SIS, as well as data imports and documents from third-party sources such as CAS applications, GRE, GMAT, and other list purchases. Also, if you are familiar with the Salesforce platform, we want you to know that our philosophy is to build products that are completely native to Salesforce, flexible, object agnostic, and compatible with the education data architecture. But most importantly, we build these products that are designed to be easy to learn and maintained by a school's admin with the help of our robust customer service and support. So a follow-up question might be, why is the RAD solution right for graduate admission? Another great question. To answer that, I'm going to focus on one of our 6 product offerings, Reader Rx, to illustrate why this solution is really imperative for graduate admissions. Graduate admission can be tricky when you have to evaluate transcripts, letters of recommendation, resumes, and this past year has really made institutions rethink their graduate recruitment and admissions processes. For example, how does your school evaluate a large number of applications when there are many steps and many people involved? Enrollment Rx helps you to create dynamic application review processes that allow faculty and staff to read and score applications from anywhere. Our Reader Rx product is designed specifically to read and score those applications through a user-friendly interface. With Reader Rx, not only can you see all documents in one place, you also can provide annotation directly on the virtual documents, making feedback and multi-step review a breeze. Plus, we designed it to be mobile-friendly, so reviewers can use a laptop, a tablet, or even a smartphone to review. All right, enough slides. Let's get into a demo so you can see Reader Rx in action. All right, let's take a look at Reader Rx from the viewpoint of a faculty member. Logging in, I'm going to see a home screen that might look like this, where as an individual user, W Director, I can see a list of applications that are assigned to me to be reviewed. I also perhaps might see any applications I previously reviewed for a reference point. We also have the ability to assign applications, as I mentioned, to an individual user, or perhaps that individual user is also a part of a queue. For example, I have listed here graduate or undergraduate. It could get as specific as by program type, by student type, etc. The ability to choose which applications and at what point are assigned to a user is all customizable and based on your business processes. So let's take a look at one of our applicants who's ready to be reviewed. Noah Boyd here has applied for the Masters of Business Administration. By clicking this review button, I'm going to move into what we call our summary page. This is a list of pertinent fields that we want to display on this review process. You're collecting all kinds of information about Noah during his application process, but for the sake of review, you might want to narrow it down to just those fields to create this summary page here. So I might see a little bit of a high-level detail about biodemographic information, perhaps application, education history, etc. To dive deeper into these individual sections, on the left-hand side, you can look at things such as education history. All of these deep dive summaries on the left-hand side are customizable to your, again, business processes when it comes to application review. Here I might want to see more information about his previous education history, perhaps GPA, start and end date, graduation date, etc. I also could see things such as documents that have been uploaded on behalf of the student or by the student through an applicant portal. R.A.D Rx provides for document annotation. So for example, while reviewing this transcript, I might want to use a markup tool. Maybe I'm going to highlight or circle some information. I might want to also perhaps add a comment. Here, I can save this. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, you can see as I'm creating these annotations, it's keeping track of these comments, highlighting, etc. So that way, my annotations are attached to this record, and perhaps I'm the #1 reviewer in a 2 or 3-step review process. So the subsequent reviewers could see my annotations as well as we move through the process. Other functionality could be maybe a signature. Might want to add one here, sign off on it, put it here. I can download this, save it, etc. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have our reviewer feedback. Reviewer feedback is also customizable. So I might have a specific set of reviewer feedback if I am the chair of the graduate department versus the dean of the school. You can also have scoring, perhaps 1 through 5. You might have comments, open-ended comments here. I might have the ability to make a decision on this application itself. Again, all of these are customizable. From here, I could save this whole process. I could download this application as well as all related documents into a zip, assign it to the next person in the review process, or overwrite the whole review process and manually assign it for a one-off application review. In addition, as I mentioned before, this whole process is designed to be mobile friendly and swipe in and out from an iPad, for example, or your laptop, etc. One last functionality to point out is that you also could take a look at previous reviews as well. An option for you to showcase what the previous reviewer has scored this applicant or what recommendations or comments they've added. So again, a very brief review of our R.A.D Rx product. A few key things to point out as we wrap up is, once again, mobile friendly. Secondly, this is very customizable, so you could have many different types of review processes to fit your application review, from program type to the reviewer type, etc. You also can add additional requirements, so perhaps as you review this application, you assign an additional letter of recommendation as part of the review, make comments, and pass it along. You also can do final decisions from here, which could then populate an applicant portal with a decision letter. So I hope that this has given you a brief example of how the RAD solution, specifically with R.A.D Rx, could solve for one of the main criteria for graduate recruitment when it comes to application review. Thank you so much.